Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. It's your boy Big Truck. Hey, shout out to my girl, Miss Pink Book Lessons. Go to her channel, show her some love. She's doing amazing things. Go to my channel, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Pink Book Lessons got some things to say. I have some things to say. Then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work. Let's go.
If you ever wondered, have you ever had a notion in your comic book reading ass mind, what would happen if ever, by chance,
a young woman, she is now in her early 20s, but she says that she met Shannon Sharpe when she was 19 years old in a gym in Los Angeles back in 2023.
They met at a gym. I'm from the streets of Long Beach. Okay? I moonwalked across Los Angeles. Game recognized game. I learned my best game from a pimp and tell me for 2 years. All this, man, get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
So this was filed late Sunday in Nevada by attorney Tony Busby.
Wait a minute now. I'm sorry. At this point, after I hear Tony Busby, I don't need to hear nothing else.
Tony Busby, I know everything about him, okay? As, like I said, from LA to Vegas, I know who he is. And I know people who know something about it.
Tony Busby's name, his work, his word, nothing dealing with him is credible. He literally pulled this same move on Jay-Z, and we found out the whole lawsuit was a lie and a money grab. Then for the Breakfast Club to be reporting this whole lie as if it's legit, when it's very obvious, this is another one of Tony Busby's attempts to blackmail another rich black man, coming up with these fake victims, these fake stories, all working in cahoots with the civil justice system to rob black men. It's not a coincidence that Shannon Sharpe was expected to sign a $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay. And now all of a sudden you got Tony Busby's grimy, slithering, slimy, sloppy self up here trying to take all this money over obvious lies in a clear setup.
Now, this woman is alleging that Shannon Sharpe raped her multiple times over the course of a 2-year relationship. The relationship that they had was sexual and parts of it were consensual, but she says during their relationship, because he was physically stronger, a lot older than her, like 30 some years older than her, and just, more powerful, he began to get really aggressive.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
And you didn't know that? You did not know that when you first met him. Now all of a sudden you want money. You're an OnlyFans spokesperson. This is nothing more than just transactional. The exposure is real. But more importantly, trying to destroy this man's character, assassinate his character, to extort money is sickening, disrespectful, and it shows what type of person you really are.
At this point, she was already in it. She says that he was manipulative, he would threaten to her and slap her.
And look how eager this woman is to report this. This is how these hyenas report on black men. Just repeating all these damaging words like the R word, essay, very damaging, and not analyzing the information enough to determine how legit it is before taking the approach of reporting this to millions of people like she's actually spewing facts.
It's just like the brick bitch when she did what she did. How everybody was just quick. How individuals was quick to shame black men without finding out what the deal was, without asking specific questions. She said what she said. Y'all took it and ran 8 Mile with it. Same thing with this chick here. Saying what she's saying, taking it and running 8 Mile with it. This right here is clear transactional.
When she's only promoting the lie. It's like Tony Busby handed this lady over a script at the Breakfast Club, and these fools up here with 2 black women and 2 black men are all assisting Tony with this obvious smear campaign and money grab, not once questioning anything that's being said.
She's also said that at some point she was being recorded without her consent, and that she later found out and alleges that the videos were shown to people. Now, when they first met in the gym back in 2023, she says that she didn't know who he was, that it was just like an older guy that was like, checking out in the gym. He was very persistent, so eventually they started texting, conversation, and that led into them, beginning to see each other outside of the gym. They got into an argument in a home. This was after the whole like Instagram live thing, because with the woman that we think is named Michelle. Yes, because at that point she said that they were in a physical relation, not physical.
Idiots are a fool.
In your mind, you two were in a relationship. Nigga. My nigga. Really? This was nothing but transactional. Let me guess. Your pride got hurt. Your ego got hurt.
They were in an actual relationship. They were in Vegas together. So when that happened, she had already kind of been, in this thing where he's verbally, allegedly, but she thought that they were together.
She thought that they were together. But if he did all this verbal abuse and things of that sort, how come the police wasn't called? How come charges wasn't made? How come nothing was filed? Where's the restraining order? Men, you have to learn to close the doors. Close the doors. My nigga, close them damn doors. You have to know when to close the doors on a 304 tow. You have to know when to close the doors on a 304 tow.
Okay, and if she thought she was somehow exclusively in a relationship with him, how is she now talking about SA and the R word? Like, really? And if that's all true, why didn't you go to the police and file a criminal report? I'll tell you why. Because she knew she would be filing a false police report. She would be lying. But Tony Busby was able to get his paralegals together to type up these lies for a civil suit and finesse some money because they know they'll never come back around and prosecute her for telling lies anyway.
And that's why she knew about Tony Busby. She knew about him. She know how he get down. You notice she never went to any other attorney but him. He's known for being a crooked attorney. He's known for doing foolishness, and she knows it too.
Taking a chance trying to get a piece of that $100 million deal. I'm telling you, this is absolutely disgusting. And the idiots reporting this, they're not asking any questions, not going through any process to determine if this is actually legit. That's disgusting too, because it doesn't take much to realize what's going on here.
This Instagram live happens. She gets upset. She breaks it off because he's supposed to be exclusive allegedly to her. And he doesn't like that. She tries to turn on her phone location at some point during these arguments and send the phone location to her friends. He tells her and threatens her allegedly to say that he will effing kill her if she ever does that again. But the part of it, she says that she was allegedly anally twice and that it was very, very brutal. She alleges the last incident.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
It was done twice, and it was very brutal. If it was very brutal, after the first time, it wouldn't have been done. Stop it. You didn't think this through.
And happened January 2025. So it was, according to her, this was very recent.
And while everybody is humming in the background like some flamingos, nobody stopped and said, wait, let me use my brain for a minute. If you got R-worded multiple times, on multiple occasions, over at least a year, why you never called the police after the first time or at all? It's like every time people report on these false allegations and these stories, they never use critical thinking to realize they're being duped.
No, they just go with the narrative. They just go with what's being said and go off to shame the other person. Look how many times black men have been shamed. You shame a woman, period. Now everybody gonna have questions for you. Everybody, individuals gonna send you through the ringer. But not once you got questions for her. Not once you send her through the ringer. So it's okay for her. No, fuck that. Shannon Sharpe, sue the fuck out her ass.
It's just so entertaining, they all go along with it. And then when we find out people like Tony Busby just lied once again, none of them will come back and report that, especially with the same intensity and eagerness they had when they first started spreading the lie.
Shannon Sharpe released a statement after all of these allegations dropped, but he's denying this. He's denying this. He also is saying that there is a video that this woman's team has that he's been shown.
She claims Shannon was the one videotaping her when she's the one who was videotaping consensual acts and then edited the video in order to fit with her premeditated false allegations.
Of course, because she wants to have, in her mind, have proof that this took place. This heifer done incriminated herself more than ways than one. And the records are going to show that.
This is how you know it was a setup.
So, the fact that if this is true, right, why would she go grab Tony Busby as the lawyer?
Yeah, if you want to be taken seriously, you don't go get Tony Busby.
But she might have grabbed him a long time ago. We don't know when she actually grabbed him. Do we know when she grabbed him?
Well, so we do know now. We do have a timeline exclusively. So I reached out to Attorney Busby and I asked him, first of all, did this happen? Did you guys file this because of that $100 million podcast negotiation conversation? And he said they've been in contact with Shannon Sharpe's counsel since February, long before any announcement. So then I said to him, well, they're also saying in Shannon Sharpe's statement that there's a video that has been altered to make it look like there's intercourse or whatever. It's non-consensual when it's actually consensual if you show the full video. Tony Busby said to me, he is a liar. He never even actually saw it. It wasn't even referenced or referred to in the case we filed. But now that his lawyer has breached the mediation agreement that Mr. Sharpe's counsel insisted upon, it should be known that there is indeed a video. The video was shown to his lawyers at a mediation. The video was also made available to Mr. Sharpe for him to personally view it in full at my office. He didn't want to view it. He chose to offer a substantial amount of money instead, which my client ultimately rejected.
And Tony Busby calling somebody a liar is laughable. Again, he already lost all credibility when it was exposed that he was going around trying to shake down these men for money with fake victims and lies. And what Tony is describing is blackmail. They have an edited video and they're trying to get $50 million out of Shannon Sharpe for that video. They know there's not a sensible person that will want a video of them out there like that. So they're basically trying to destroy him. And I don't think Shannon should offer anything. No, these days throwing money at a situation like this won't make it go away. Nah, not in this era. You have to fight it head on.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
In this case here, you have to continue, and you're right. You do have to fight it head on. This was something that has always been transactional. She and her feelings. Okay. She got mad. She does OnlyFans. She just found out before she found out he got a deal, things aren't going right. Obviously, he wants to go another direction. She mad. She wants to get back at him. Find out he got a deal coming. Now here comes a lawsuit, and I want $50 million. You know how stupid that sounds? You as a woman, how stupid that shit sounds.
Wrong in court. Dead the issue there. And then when you're done taking on these crooked people, you have to follow up. Push for prosecution of these city girl hustlers and hold these slimy attorneys accountable, misusing and abusing the justice system.
So then I said, well, wait, y'all mediated? Because that means that there
been going on. Like, he's been doing all this.
Been wanting to, like, there was possibly a settlement. Like, there's been conversations, right? Like, y'all didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but common sense lets you know that, though. These lawsuits don't just drop. Like, they always reach out to your team beforehand to let you know
that we're about to put this out.
Absolutely.
And if you want to put the
kibosh
settle,
that's right.
And the girl reporting this, spewing all this nonsensical baby bot bimbo babble, you said yourself. The attorney told you they've been in mediation since February. Translation, they've been blackmailing Shannon for over 2 months. They weren't able to get what they wanted out of him and determined they'll go for $50 million after they found out about that $100 million deal. Yeah,
And they think they're going to get it. They think they're going to get it.
You're an idiot or a fool!
Shannon was making big money already. He was on FS1, then Club Shay Shay blew up early 2024. He had plenty of deals since then. The wine business, ESPN. They already counted his pockets. That's a part of the pocket picking setup.
I just hung up the phone with a legal representative for Shannon Sharpe who wanted to make some things clear.
Oh, you fast.
They want to make it very clear that the information that Tony Busby shot me about the video, and what they're saying is that Tony Busby is making it seem like when he speaks to me that they were offered this ability to see this video in full when they asked. Because they did ask, hey, let us see the video because we want to make sure it's not altered. But they said that never happened. He denied them the ability to see the video in full. And from what they were told from their client, Shannon Sharpe, the video that they did see was an altered video. And the reason why they wanted to see it was because they know from what they're being told, there's another version of this video. I'm also told with the mediation, there was...
What is the video showing? Is it showing a quote-unquote force?
In the statement that Shannon released, he said that there's a video that show consensual sexual acts where he's doing things that she requested be done. Like, I don't know if it's like a role play situation or whatever the case may be, but it was all consensual. But it's edited to look a completely different way, allegedly, according to Shannon. Right. And Tony Busby is saying that is not true. We showed them the full video. Matter of fact, Tony Busby said specifically to me in the email that Shannon Sharpe did not want to see the video. He just wanted to throw money at the problem. Shannon Sharpe's team is saying that did not go down that way. There were conversations about millions of dollars, but that came from their side. And they feel like it was a shakedown, and that's why they walked away.
Of course it was a shakedown. Of course. We want this amount of money. Pay us this amount of money, and we won't take the case any further. We'll seal the case. Shannon Sharpe's legal team said, hell no. Okay. Then we're not going to seal the case. We're going to take it further. Go right on ahead. Because after it's all said and done, when we countersue, the ball will be in our court.
Exactly. I believe they're telling the truth that the money conversation was initiated by Tony Busby's side. This is part of Tony's whole MO. He's done this in several cases over and over again against these high-profile men. And if he can't get the number he's looking for, he's going to file paperwork filled with a bunch of salacious lies. Again, this is not his first time representing an obvious liar, then using the media, especially black media, to legitimize the lies, hoping to bully the person they're blackmailing into a larger settlement.
I will have some more information once I get back on the phone, but I literally came in here hanging it up. But they're very adamant.
They reached out to you?
I reached out to them and he gave me a call because they're very adamant about, of course, they wanted to pick, their side of things and tell what they believe is their truth. So we'll have more on that, I'm pretty sure, because the attorneys have a lot to say. Shannon Sharpe released a statement after all of these allegations dropped. The statement starts with a quote from a text message. So the quote, and some of it I can't even say, I don't think, but it says, the woman is allegedly texting Shannon Sharpe saying, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and me with it while you're effing me.
Yes.
And then they have the woman's name, and it says that this is a text that she sent to Shannon Sharpe on October 7, 2023. Now, there's another text message that says, I know you missed this big, juicy A-word. Can I say that?
Yeah, no, just say A.
Okay, A-word, $25K for each cheek. And then her name is mentioned again. And this message is from January 1st, 2025.
So, in retrospect, we see how she moves. And men, when you come across a woman like this and you are seeing how she moves, what you have to do, you have to make an executive decision, use wisdom, and close the doors. Close the doors.
Now they're saying that the lawsuit that was filed by this woman is orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant...
She said $25,000 each cheek.
Each cheek.
What?
But I mean, he led with money. She alleges that when they first met in the gym, one of their first conversations was, he said, yo, if you get fit and lose weight with me and win this competition, I'll pay for you to get your boobs done.
How old was she at the time, they said?
And clearly, this woman is a street walking 304, making these transactions with Shannon, yet the reporter framed this whole story like this 304 was an exclusive girlfriend that was being cheated on. Now we're finding out she was making transactions with Shannon, like most streetwalkers do, and the co-host is trying to minimize this woman asking for $50,000 to have relations, obviously proving she's not what she positioned her to be while reporting this story.
At the time, in the documents, they say she was 19 when she met him in 2023, but she is now in her early 20s.
And Shannon, what, 56 now? He'd have been 54 at the time?
Let me see how old he is.
Yeah, I think he's like 56.
Nah, with $2,500 a cheek, so what? Like
$25,000 a cheek.
$25,000 a cheek.
Google says he is 56 years old.
And were they actually a couple?
Yes, they were. They were doing whatever this dance was.
He was 50 and she was 19.
50.
Bullshit. There was not no couple. It was all transactional. Okay? Because if you are a couple, you're going to move a certain way. Allegedly, if all these things has taken place, from the things that spewed out of your damn mouth, it goes back to square one. How come the police wasn't called? How come you don't have a report? How come you don't have a restraining order? What the hell is going on? Where's your pros?
54, and she was 19 years old.
So listen, and crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. So yes, whatever they were doing at the time, according to Shannon Sharpe, it was consensual, but she's looking at it a different way.
But that's not against the law because she was of age. So even though she was 19, that's not against the law.
This is a very, very messy situation. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I have no idea why a 54-year-old man is dating a 19, 20-year-old. I know y'all like to be out here bragging about smashing these young things, but that's not a flex to me. You 54 years.
It's not even about being a flex. If that's what that man chooses to do, that's what that man chooses to do. Transactional or not.
Years old, you should be laid up with your wife and kids, taking your cholesterol medicine, minding your damn business. We need discipline and stability. That's. And I ain't talking about just Shane. I'm just talking about all of us in general. Men need discipline and stability.
True. Discipline and stability. Charlamagne, your record ain't squeaky clean.
Yeah, whatever, but we're talking about laws here. A woman lying and accusing him of basically breaking laws when no laws are broken, that's out of order. Talking about her age and what somebody should be doing or not doing, I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about serious allegations and the law. It's not against the law for a 50-year-old man to date a 20-year-old woman. And it's also foolish for men to be going around telling other men, especially a millionaire who's already been judged by the family court system, that he should have been married. You don't avoid issues like this by getting married. No, you avoid these issues by surrounding yourself with good women. The problem is finding good women. Most of the women these men, especially men with money, are running into are Jezebels. Evil doesn't have an age. I cover cases all the time with 20-year-old evil people, 30-year-old, 40, 60-year-old evil people. I'm talking about gangsta grannies. And evil doesn't have a race. The woman can be white, black, Asian, whatever. Evil also doesn't have a gender. It can be a man or a woman. The one I hear all the time, usually from jealous women, they love saying they shouldn't be going after a non-black woman.
Because what we have here, an evil woman, an evil person can want a good person. Conversation. Get a person of good character. Get a person of good sense. Get a person that's nice. Get a person that is kind. Get a person that is trustworthy. Get a person that is loyal and that is a team player.
You know, a lack of discipline and stability can increase the chances of a situation like this happening. You're 54 years old, a 19-year-old, 20-year-old.
No, you're right.
It's like, come on. If you're going to be that disciplined with everything else, you got to be disciplined all across the board.
But you know what's going to happen now? You're going to see more than one accuser start popping out now.
And Charlamagne, you sound real stupid on this one. Since when did having consensual relations with an adult as a grown single man mean you don't have discipline? No, this right here is the case of a man who got set up. He's being black.
So Charlamagne, you didn't show discipline when you was in your situation? Don't let us travel down those roads. Stop it. It is clear this man being set up. It's clear you're trying to assassinate his character. Trying to set this man up. It's not going to work. Judge is going to throw it out. He's going to countersue. And she's going to look like a damn duck.